Thanks so much for joining me today for our yoga practice. My name is Shannon and I'll be guiding you through our practice today. As we practice today, I'd like us to keep in mind the theme of presence and just trying to stay present here on our mats together. Also just staying present and in tune with our nostril breathing and with our bodies as we move and how each movement might feel in our bodies. So really just staying in this given moment together, just trying to stay focused. One quote I like about presence is by Jonathan Swift, and it says, "May you live all the days of your life." When he mentions this, he means that with each day that we're given, we're not just letting days blindly pass us, rushing from one thing to the next, but we are remaining truly present in each day that we're blessed to have. So let's begin practicing. So begin at the top of our mats. Inhale, mountain pose with the back bend. Slowly sweep the arms out and up overhead. Palms come to touch. We'll reach the pelvis forward slightly for the back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Leading with our chest, we'll sweep the arms down toward the earth. Hands come to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come to shins, and we'll straighten our back, gaze is forward slightly. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. We'll step back into a plank. And then we'll lower down halfway by bending our elbows halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press the chest forward by lifting the arms and push the chest through your shoulder blades. The only things touching the mat are the hands and the feet. You can either tuck the toes like I have them here, or you can untuck them so the tops of the feet press firmly into the mat. Your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Push the hips up and back toward the sky. Palms are firmly on the mat. Chest is pressing back toward the thighs. And you may have to pedal the dog out a bit, maybe just walk the feet a little bit here. We'll stay here for a moment. These last three postures are known as our vinyasa. So that's Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. That is one option for vinyasa, but there are many others. Some other options include our high plank to cobra pose to downward facing dog, or you can do cow pose to cat pose to extended child's pose. But either option that you pick, we will be in downward facing dog. For some of the vinyasas, you can even choose to just stay in downward facing dog, and then we'll begin our next series of movements there during our practice. But don't feel like you have to do the same vinyasa each time. You can change which vinyasa you do. So we'll go back to downward facing dog. Inhale, one-legged down dog on the right. Slowly lift the right leg toward the sky. Heel is pointed toward the sky, toes toward the earth, foot is flexed. Exhale, low lunge. Bring the right foot between the palms at the front of the mat. We'll untuck our back toes and lower our knee gently toward the mat. Inhale, crescent moon. Raise the arms up overhead, fingers are spread wide, and we're pressing firmly into the mat with our front foot and our back shin and back foot. Exhale, hands come to hips. We'll check in on our alignment here. Here we have the tripod of the front foot pressing firmly into the mat. So that's the big toe, pinky toe, center of the heel. The shin and the back foot are pressing into the mat as your head's reaching up toward the sky energetically. Shoulders are over hips. You might even squeeze the thighs toward the midline of the body if you feel like you're losing a little bit of balance here, which I sometimes do feel. Inhale here and exhale, half splits. We'll take our blocks from the side of our mat to come by our hips. Extend the right leg out straight and press firmly into the mat with your right heel. Shift the hips back As we do this, we shift the hips back, but we want to keep our chest and our back forward and up. So we don't want to begin to seat. Just kind of sit down toward our back heel. We want to stay lifted as much as possible. Fingers are gently just touching the blocks, but they're not like weighing down on the blocks for support. Or if you don't really need the blocks, depending on how long your legs are and arms are, you can just bring the hands to the mat as well and stay here. But I like the blocks because they help me to keep my chest lifted and my back nice and long and straight. So we'll inhale here a moment, and an exhale, we'll fold forward towards our extended leg. Here you'll feel a nice stretch in the low back, and you'll also feel a nice stretch in our hamstring, in our calf and our hamstring as well. So we're folding. Inhale, crescent moon. Bring the blocks to the top of the mat. Arms come back up overhead. And exhale, hands to mat. Flow through your vinyasa of choice. Inhale, one-legged down dog on the left. Slowly lift the left leg up toward the sky. Foot is flexed, heel toward the sky, toes toward the earth. Exhale, one-legged. Exhale, rather. Low lunge. Left foot will come between the palms. And it will gently lower the back knee toward the mat. And then lower the foot so it's pressing against the mat as well. Back foot. Inhale, crescent moon. Lift the arms up overhead. Fingers are spread wide. We're reaching up. And then exhale, hands come to hips. So we'll check in on our alignment this side as well. We want to be pressing into the mat firmly with the front foot, the full tripod, so the big pinky toe, big toe, pinky toe, center of the heel, and then also with your back shin and top of the back foot. You may have to press the pelvis forward a little, maybe tuck it under. This will help for a bigger stretch in our right quadricep muscle. Our shoulders are over our hips. Head is pulling up toward the sky. Inhale, crescent moon. And exhale, half splits. We'll grab our blocks from the top of the mat, bring them toward our hips, and then sit the hips back so you can straighten the left leg so the heel presses into the mat. As we're pressing our left heel into the mat, we're pulling it back, but we're keeping it flexed, pressed into the mat. We're really lifting our chest up and out and keeping our back straight, our spine straight. Inhale here. And exhale, fold down toward the left extended foot. You may notice on this side, maybe you fold a little differently as you round down. It might be a little less or a little more. I know for me on this side, it's a little bit less than before, but I still feel a great stretch in my calf and in my hamstring muscle in my leg. Inhale, crescent moon. Blocks come to the top of the mat, and we lift our hands up toward the sky. Exhale, hands to the mat, flow through your vinyasa of choice. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. And at the bottom of the exhale, step toward the top of the mat for a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lifts. And exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees a lot. Inhale, chair pose. Reach the hands back behind you. And then bring the fingers forward to touch the mat as you lift the arms up toward the sky for chair pose. We're lifting up through our chest. Arms are up. Exhale, hands come to hips. We'll stay here and check in on our alignment. In chair pose, we want to have our heels pressing into the mat firmly. Glutes are engaged and squeezed to keep us in this posture. Our toes are up, pointed toward the sky. If that's accessible here. Chest is lifted, head is lifted. Inhale, hands come to heart center. And exhale, we'll take the hands toward the mat slowly, then straighten the legs for forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, flow through your vinyasa of choice. Inhale, one-legged down dog on the right. Exhale, low lunge. We'll heel toe our right foot over to our right wrist. And then our back foot will come up about 6 inches. Inhale, warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Sweep the arms back and then up, forward, overhead. Hands come to hips. Exhale, hands come to hips. So in our warrior one, we really want to have a strong stance, a strong foundation in our feet. So we're pressing equally into both feet with the full tripod of the foot. So that's big pinky toe, pinky toe, and center of the heel. Hips are forward, so they're going straight ahead, as though you have like headlights on the front of the hips. Shoulders are over hips directly, and our head is pulling up, reaching up toward the sky. Inhale, warrior one, and exhale, hands to mat, flow through your vinyasa of choice. Inhale, one-legged down dog on the left. Exhale, low lunge. We'll heel toe the left foot toward the left wrist. And then we'll step up the back foot about 6 inches at a 45-degree angle, so the toes are pointed toward the top right corner of the mat. Inhale, warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Sweep the arms back and then up toward the sky. Exhale, hands can come to hips. Here in our pose again, you might feel a little bit different on this side, but we're pressing firmly with both feet into the ground with the full tripod of both feet. So big toe, pinky toe, center of the heel. Our thighs are squeezing together energetically to help stabilize us. Core is engaged. Shoulders are over the hips, and the hips are pointed forward, straight ahead. Maybe here you're noticing how you're breathing. We're about halfway through right now with our practice. So maybe, like me, your breath is becoming a little bit more ragged. We really want to try to focus in on our nostril breathing. We catch our breath here. Inhale, warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. And exhale, hands to mat, flow through your vinyasa of choice. Inhale, one-legged down dog on the right. Exhale, low lunge. And we'll spin our back foot down so it's parallel with our mat, and our front foot could actually intercept the center arch of our back foot. You're gonna kind of do that little, you don't have to do that motion, but you're gonna take a roller. Inhale, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Lift the arms out and up to a T, and look over the front fingertips of the hand. Our front knee is bending deeply. Our back foot is not sinking inward to supinate, but it's actually evenly pressing on all sides of the foot into the mat. Our shoulder blades are pulling together, and our chest is shining forward as the palms press down toward the earth. Exhale, extended side angle. Front arm comes to front thigh, and the back arm reaches up toward the sky. You can even look up at the trees if you're outside. And then here you have two options. Just to make sure we're not sinking into our side body, you could either choose to serve the platter, so bring the front arm out in front of you, or you can press your front arm's tricep into the thigh and spin the top arm open even more. Inhale, reverse warrior. We'll bring our back arm to our back thigh, our top arm up overhead. Here we can look up at the top arm, making sure not to lose the bend in our front knee, or we can look down toward our back foot. And inhale here, and then exhale, windmill the arms down toward the mat and flow through your vinyasa of choice. Inhale, one-legged down dog on the left. Exhale, low lunge. We'll spin our back foot down toward the mat again, so it's parallel with the mat. And then inhale, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. We'll swing the arms out so they're to a T. We're looking over the front fingertips, gazing off into the distance at a beautiful tree, or maybe the wall if you're at home. And here in our Virabhadrasana to our warrior two, we want to make sure that our front foot is bent a lot, that we're pressing into each foot equally with the full tripod of both feet. So the big toe, pinky toe, center of the heel. Our arms and shoulder blades are squeezed together, and we're pressing our palms down toward the earth for energy. Exhale, extended side angle. Front arm comes to front thigh, and back arm lifts up toward the sky. Fingers are stretched wide, like you could reach for the leaves or the stars. And then in this motion, we also want to make sure we're lifting our side body out, that we're not sinking down and like resting here, but that we can even lift up our hands to serve the platter again on this side, or we could press our tricep into our front thigh and then spin the top arm open even more in this posture. Exhale, reverse warrior. Back arm comes to back leg. Front arm comes up toward the sky. You can even high five your friend behind you with that hand as you look up toward the hip, or you can look down toward the foot. Either option works. I prefer to look up. I don't know, looking down makes me feel a little shaky sometimes. So just so I stay present, I like to look up. This helps me personally. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa of choice. Spin the arms down toward the mat and flow. Now we'll flow through this breath to movement. So let's go. Inhale, one-legged down dog on the right. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, hands to the mat, flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, one-legged down dog on the left. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, flow through your vinyasa of choice. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. And exhale, step to the top of the mat. And fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, mount pose with the back bend. And exhale, hands to heart center, Samastiti, or equal standing pose. Thank you so much for letting me guide you through our practice today. I hope at whatever time that you might see this or watch this that you were able to really focus in on your breath and enjoy our practice and just remain present during this time. And maybe this can be something helpful that can help you to come back and be present in each moment and bring you back to being just grateful for this life that we have to live. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you. Just for announcements, I did want to share with you, I will be in Portugal next year, April 2025, for an aerial yoga retreat. So if you'd like to join, I will have my Instagram link down below in the bio. Definitely would love to have you. And that's it for now. Thank you. Have a good